I'm about to say, I can hold him.
I got it.
For sure.
But we're ready to go. Questions?
It doesn't feel like you're that far removed from the program, so how does it feel to be going into the UK Hall of Fame?
So surreal, it still hasn't hit me even with all the cameras and the questions, and I don't think it'll probably hit me till afterwards or I'm done with my speech, but just so surreal. As soon as I got to Lexington today, I went to campus and saw Coach Brooks and the girls and saw them practice, and I'm definitely not far removed, but I'm a little older, and so just to be back in a great Hall of Fame class, top to bottom. Everybody here tonight's phenomenal, and I'm just, like I said, I'm just happy to be in the room with such phenomenal athletes.
There's that picture of you and your dad's senior night.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you've been a part of UK athletics since you were basically born.
Yeah.
What does this feel like tonight?
Like I said, he's gonna walk in a minute, so it's gonna probably give everybody some feels. But yeah, just to be in that cheerleading suit, in that dress with him on his senior day, and then now he's here with me as I'm getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. You know, just a true full circle family moment for us, and you know, it's something that neither one of us could have guessed. I was assuming he would get in, but he didn't, and I beat him. So we love that. You know, we keep it fun. But you know, he's phenomenal. You know, he's a national champion and stuff like that. Can't take that from him, and you know, I'm excited for him to get here tonight.
What was his reaction?
He was excited. You know, he's always been one of my biggest fans, though, for sure. You know, he did the national championship thing, and like I said, when I came to Kentucky, it was on my mind. I wanted that for the women's program, and even though it didn't happen, you know, he's always been my biggest fan. It wasn't to beat him or follow directly in his footsteps. He created the pathway, and I just followed it best I could. So he's very excited and hyped for me, for sure.
Makayla, what was going through your mind space when you first heard the news? Like, where were you? Walk me through, like, what was going on.
They got me good, man. I was at work and I got a text and they were like, hey, you know, Mr. Barnhart's calling athletes. He's doing a podcast. And I'm like, oh, Mr. B, sure, he can call me. So then I'm at work and I'm trying, it's loud and I'm sitting off to the side and he's like, Makayla, what's up? And I'm like, yo, what's up, man? What about this podcast? And he was like, oh, you're being inducted into the Hall of Fame. And I was like, but just so surreal. You know, me and Mr. Barnhart have a good relationship. Love him for the university and all he's done for the university. So they, like I said, they tricked me into thinking we was doing a podcast. And like I said, to find out that I was selected as a Hall of Fame inductee along with who I was selected with, man, like I said, just so surreal, so surreal.
What kind of legacy were you wanting to leave when you first signed with the program and first set foot on campus versus where it was and what you actually ended up?
Right. Like I tell people, it might have meant, and I felt like personally it means a little bit more to me being a Kentucky kid from Kentucky wearing the blue and white, you know, the Kentucky-Louisville rivalry. I know exactly what that means, you know, stuff like that. So I just wanted to come in and make my mark. You know, when I first came to Kentucky, I was known as Anthony Epps' daughter. And I think that now today, now he's known as Makayla Epps' dad. So we kind of flipped the narrative a little bit. And that's all I wanted. You know, again, he had a phenomenal career. He's my father. I loved following in his footsteps. But to be able to come in the same place years after him and make a name for myself, I love that for me. I love that for myself. So I think I did pretty good.
What can you say about the investment in women's basketball? You know, Kenny Brooks being here, the historic Memorial Coliseum, just kind of you being the first steps of that for women.
For sure. Yeah, no, that's what me and him were talking about, man. I love that he's the Kentucky women's basketball head coach. I think they're in great hands for as long as he hopes to be here, and I hope it's a long time. But just the upgrades and the facilities and Memorial and like women's basketball as a whole on the WNBA level and the college level has grown exponentially over the years, even from the short time I've been out of college. And I love to see women's basketball progressing and moving in the right way. And again, when you talk about Kentucky, I'm just glad that I was one of the first cobblestones, you know, then the Ryan Howards and your Georgia Amores and your Clara Stracks and whoever else we may get in the future. I love it.
Is it weird seeing Coach Mitchell in red now?
Very weird. Very weird. He does the Cougar Red Friday thing on Instagram every Friday, and I'm very in tune with it. And it's weird seeing my guy in red, but he looks good always.
Is everybody good? All righty. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Makayla. We're good. Association in a lot of different ways. Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
How did you find out? How did you get the call, and what did you think?
There's this guy that you can't trust named Tony Neely, and he calls me and says, you know, Mitch wants to have a little talk with you. He said every now and then he'll go call the alumni, and he wants to find out what it was like back in 1969 when you were here. You played and roomed with the first African-American player at the University of Kentucky, and he just wants to talk to you. I said, oh, okay. So I'm in the office. He comes on. all of a sudden, here comes Mitch, and Mitch says, so, there's a process when you go through this Hall of Fame thing. And I went, and you're telling me because, and he said, you're going in. And it really hit me. I mean, there's a lot of things that you put on your radar and you think, maybe there's a chance. This was never on the radar, ever. I was here a year. I loved it. I played basketball. I love this school. I love this town I brought up in. But the furthest thing from my mind was to be going into the Hall of Fame.
You obviously really love this place to have stayed around and been around the program. What's it mean to you?
Well, I'm a proud Lexingtonian, always have been. Even when I finished playing pro baseball, every offseason I would come back home. My parents lived here. Both of their families were from around here, so I always wanted to come back. My friends were here, so there was never even thought of living anyplace else. Lexington, and growing up when we had 90,000 people in this town, it was pretty good. And now there were 400 and something. You got to work your way around town a little bit now, but I've just never ever wanted to live anyplace else.
You're no stranger to Hall of Fame, so when you got the announcement you're going into this one, where does that one rank compared to
Well, this has to be the top. I mean, I've been blessed to be in, this is my 5th one now, I think, and I've just been, you never, you think about it, but that's not why you play the game. You play the game because you love the game, and I've always loved to play and loved to compete, and so when you get things like this, it's just a reminder when you start going back to, all right, who all is responsible? And they say it takes a village. For me, it took several villages. I feel so blessed. I think God's got a great sense of humor, and he knows the desire of your heart. And obviously, this wasn't a desire, but it has filled me up a bunch.
What about the class you're going in alongside?
I know.
Pretty good one.
Pretty good class, yeah. Well, they need an old guy, so they brought these youngsters in here, and yeah, it is. And when you look at the bios and the things that they've done for the university, that's impressive. And I feel blessed being able to do the broadcast now and talk about so many things that have happened in the past. But yeah, it's an outstanding class. I hope to get to meet all of them. I don't know. Makayla Epps is, she knew my dad because my dad worked around the basketball program for a long time. So I got a picture of her when Dad, right about a year before he passed away, he's in a wheelchair, and she came over and gave him a big hug. And I told her that tonight, how much that meant to all of us for doing that. But I'm a fan of UK. I'm a fan of the kids that come out of here. And if you go to any of those guys that are in the pros right now, they'll all tell you their love for this school. And most of them are not even from here. But yeah, it's special. Because I remember the days growing up of Larry Percival and Terry Mobley and Cotton Nash and, guys like that, Randy Embry. Man, watching them play and then keeping the scorebook in my house, I'd write down the shots and all that stuff. And then to have an opportunity to play here for 1 year was special.
Is everybody good? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Here you go, Don.
There we go. Need me to hold? Yep. Okay. And where's my other one? Here we go. All right, ready with UK Tennis All-American Sonia Hahn. Ended up a long coaching career, National Coach of the Year. In 2001, is that right? Remember that? Anyway, it's in the email. Y'all got it. Yep. National Coach of the Year.
It was a long time ago.
Yep. She's now the Deputy Director of Athletics at Cal State Northridge, and back in Lexington for the Hall of Fame. So turn it loose for questions.
How did it feel to get the call?
I had no idea that it was going to be a call for the Hall of Fame. Tony kind of tricked me a little bit and told me that, just catching up on past athletes, and so I was kind of prepared for that. And then when I found out, I really was speechless. I didn't know what to say, and it hasn't sunk in, but it's been it's just, I don't have any words for it. It's just wonderful. So blessed.
You're at another school now, but how much do you still carry this place with you?
Oh, every day. Every day. I've learned so much when I was at school here, and also from people here, and it stays with me every day.
Obviously, being in this Hall of Fame, you're no stranger to accolades in your career, accomplishments, but where does this one rank amongst some of those accomplishments being a Hall of Famer?
This is paramount. This is probably the highest award that I could ever receive, and it's just, I'm trying to enjoy it, but it's so hard because you're focused on so many different things. But it's been great.
How different is campus today?
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm not going to tell you what year I was here, but no, it's beautiful here. I mean, even Rupp has just changed so much, and I'm excited to see all the facilities. I haven't toured the facilities yet, so I'm looking forward to doing that.
What kind of legacy did you hope to accomplish when you first signed there versus when you left, and obviously the year since?
I didn't even think about it. I just came here. I wanted to go to school here because it was so beautiful and the people were so friendly, and I just wanted to be a teammate that could contribute to my team, and it just kind of fell into place, and so.
You're going in alongside a really stacked class too. Just what does that mean to be among some of these people?
Well, it's interesting. My coworkers, when they found out that I was getting inducted, I thought they were excited for me, but then when they looked at the list and saw the other inductees, I think they were more excited because I was actually getting inducted with them. So, but no, it's just fantastic.
Is everybody good? All right, fantastic.
Congratulations. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, let's see. Let me redistribute here. There we go. Somebody got a balance?
Yeah, everybody ready?
Okay, hang on. I can hold some microphones. That will make it easier. Yep. Oh, that work?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
You want me to hold?
How did it feel when you got the call?
Amazing. Honestly, I was telling someone yesterday that I was getting interviewed, but it's just like, it was breathtaking and just no words. I think still, like, it's kind of, like, it doesn't feel real, but it's crazy, like, how much hard work and dedication that I put into my career, and it's, like, showing off, so.
What's it like to be back in Lexington and just kind of seeing old stomping grounds?
It's amazing. I love it here. I could literally live here, so like just coming up, and I actually got here Wednesday, so I could spend a couple days in Lexington, but I love it here, and it's just a great atmosphere.
Are you still involved in softball?
I actually just retired last summer, but now I'm coaching, so I'm a head coach at a public charter school back in South Carolina, so yes, I'm still involved, but just not playing.
When you're playing at Kentucky here, you're seeing all the accolades rolling in, you're seeing the titles. Did you foresee when you were, on the field in Kentucky that you'd be sitting here as a Hall of Famer at the university?
It was always definitely a dream. So just now that I'm living it, it's kind of like dream come true. At the beginning, I never really thought about it, but I always had that dream. So especially after my senior year, getting the awards I got, I think I was like, maybe, but I still really, I didn't know if I was going to. So I think, now that I am, it's an honor.
What kind of impact did Coach Lawson have on you, just you getting to where you ended up being as a Hall of Famer?
She made me the person I am today, not only as a player, as a coach, just as a leader in the athletic department that I'm in now. So I'm really grateful for her. We had our ups and downs, but she means well, and now, that I'm done, it's like we're way more connected now than we were even when I was a player, so it's amazing.
And what about just the people you're being inducted alongside? It's a strong class.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing. It's cool. Mitch actually just walked over there and talked to me and said this is a really great group of athletes going in. So it's just amazing seeing the hard work and the athletes that have came through UK history.
Is everybody good? All right.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Got one more stop I need you to make. Everybody